Good morning.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for subscribing, commenting,
Not too much
sharing,
of a breeze,
and thumbs up.
but,
Appreciate it
very
all.
nice.
It's
My
free and
favorite
it's
spot here.
anonymous, so take advantage. Helps me out with the logarithm here. Obviously, I'm doing a voiceover. This video wasn't. I didn't think it was good enough to fly by itself. So rather than looking at my so-so face, we'll just use this as a background as I consider July's cost of living for one person. Of course, that's me. Let's get it on. Food. I spent 20,079 pesos. Wi-Fi, 1,697. Cell phone, 0. I use Gomo, which I don't know, for lack of tech terms, it piggybacks Globe service, but I mean it carries over. Everything carries over from month to month, so I still have loads of load and data, so what's the point of buying anything, right? This is like the third month I haven't bought anything because it's that efficient. So consider Globe. Anyway, Wi-Fi, we covered that. Water, 227 pesos. And drink potable water, that's the big 5-gallon plastics, 180. Electric. Last month, it crowded 10,000. Well, I'm at 51.49 this month. So that's almost a 50% drop. Why? My usage has not changed whatsoever. So I attribute that savings to those two big turbines I put up on the roof. That's it. So I'm quite happy with that. Now, speaking of that, the cross walls across the width of the house, about halfway down is where the bedrooms start. On one side it starts a little sooner than halfway, but those walls must extend right really close to the ceiling, because to the roofing I should say, because the back side of the house is pretty much unaffected, and it gets really hot there, whereas out here, it's nice. So I think I'm going to need to put a couple more back there to cover that backside. In fact, I think I mentioned in front here that the wall, and just behind where I installed the turbines, comes within about 3.5 inches from the roofing. So, but the two turbines do a good job of pulling that out through the vented soffit. I mean, otherwise you're not going to have any air movement. The quantity or the volume of air that you can draw in is the only volume that's going to be pushed out by the turbines. So take that in consideration. So that's the deal here. So for comfort's sake, I'm going to have to install a couple more in the back. I'll have to talk to the owner about that. At any rate, that's a nice change. Natural gas, there's a stove here. I don't use it. I just don't. So that's 0. Gasoline. This month, so far, last month, nothing, because I had just filled prior to the end of June, and I still have over half a tank. So. I'd run around a lot here, but it's local. Everything's close. I mean, the boulevard is like 3 kilometers from here, and Valencia is about 2 kilometers, and so nothing spent there. Now, the car insurance and my SRR Visa and Phil Health I paid annually, but to break it down, you need to account for it. So here we go. Car insurance. Now, this is comprehensive, and you should look at the video where I talk about the car insurance, because there's mandatory, government mandated insurance, which if you buy a new car, the dealership will furnish for you, but it's peanuts. It's less than $100 a year. But the comprehensive, you're going to, if you want coverage for yourself and your car, or in my case, a little truck, well, then you should get comprehensive. So this is $891. The SRRV is $1,767. 1767, and that equates to like $30.40. Phil Health, $1,250 pesos. Miscellaneous.
Yeah, that's good.
Inclusive is a
What are they? Do you know?
parking ticket. The total miscellaneous for July was $8,725.
What do you call small?
When you park by the boulevard,
Like this?
on one of those off streets, be
Or little
careful.
ones,
Watch for
little
the
wee
signs.
ones. Oh, just little wee ones.
Closer to the
Okay.
port,
Well.
I pulled.
yeah. Get
west.
enough of them, you bet.
I guess that's
Very good. Well, good.
Just wait a minute, I'm messed up with my directions.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it would be west.
Very good. Well, you're having
I
fun
pulled
at
up
the
behind a
same
little
time.
car, which is parked behind what looks like a gravel truck to me, or something similar. And I thought, well, that's nice, right in the shade, terrific. So I parked and went in to eat. Yes, I do go out occasionally. And after an hour and a half or so, I came out, and truck and car were gone, exposing this beautiful black and white no parking sign. So, and yes, there was a ticket on the window. So around there, I think the police they're a little stricter. There's not a lot of parking around there. Well, you'll see when you get here. So that was $500, which is $10, actually less with exchange. So that's inclusive. Okay, the big one is rent, $25,000. Garbage. It comes once a week, 10 pesos a bag, 150 pesos for July. And grand total of 65,135 pesos. Now, I exchanged money back a couple weeks or so ago at 58.23. That was my net, not what you see online. My net was 58.23 pesos per dollar. So using that calculation, that money, I spent in dollars $1,119, and I'm rounding up to the next dollar. So 1,119. 1119 for the whole month. Now take it into consideration, your diet's going to be different than mine. I don't slack on getting quality food, but as I mentioned before, I don't eat red meat, and I love everything, but I don't eat red meat. Stay away from pork, and I don't buy any. Everything is pretty much fresh by way of vegetables, and cook my own chicken. Yeah, I choke down the odd can of sardines and white tuna. I don't like it, but it's supposed to be healthy, and for a break, I'll choke that down before I finish off with a big dish of approximately 7 to 8 vegetables each time, which I've steamed, and I went through that before. So I don't spare on quality food. I don't remember, I don't have cable, which apparently runs $15, $20 a month. I don't do Netflix. I read a lot. So that's where my time goes. I've had TVs and found I just wasted my time and falling asleep with it all. And to what profit? I mean, it's not like I have 50 years to live anymore, So I try to make my time useful, but I'm still, I still make a lot of time for sitting around and relaxing. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you're retired, right? So with that, I'm going to shut it down, but that'll give you an idea what you're going to be paying for one person, depending on the area you live in as to what rent would be. Get further away from the city, this same place would probably be cheaper, maybe, or smaller. In my case, I need it for storage, so that's where we're at. I have a covered patio, which is kind of nice also. It's gated, walled and gated. So that's another concern you might have when you rent.